All right, we're live on YouTube. What the fuck? There we go. All right. Okay. Mic check. All right, there we go. We're good. So many chats. Oh my god. I don't like hearing myself. Turn that off. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. So we are going to be starting from now on at 8 o'clock. I'm moving the time back. We're going to do a little bit earlier prep so that way we're not scrambling as we near the bell and all that good shit. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Was wondering why.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Morning. What's going on?
Trying to make some coffee.
Shit. That's the first thing I do in the morning, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't. I can't find.
And I had my alarm set for 8:30, and then I seen you said, "You live now? What the hell? That's early."
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I put salive now. What's that mean? Oh yeah. Thanks, Ivy. Right. USRW got some news. Yeah, well, no movement, so that's good. This camera POV looks nice. Cool. Good. I was hoping it would. Anyone catch the HD trade? I know a couple of people were watching HD, but I'm not sure who caught it. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Obviously, people can rewind on YouTube if they've missed anything. But we're live on TikTok, YouTube, all that other good stuff. And last week, I could not help myself, and we did speak. I talked about this last night. I did talk about the short on the Qs, especially being the amount of weakness that we had seen. So, I think most of you guys got the gist of how I was feeling with all of these false breaks. And of course, opening up today, we are obviously down pretty big from gapping down to 621 and opening at 614. We've seen a low of 606.80 this morning already. So I'm pretty happy about that. If you have any time on those on those contracts, but this does have us weighing, right, which direction we're likely going to be heading now, because we are starting to fall or lose or see moves down into these major sell levels. And these major sell levels, the results of these sells are pretty heavy, right? They end up going all the way into the 580s. And if you split that in half, right, it was right around that 599 mark. So today's open, right? We're asking a lot of it to try to continue moving down, right? And it already has found some sort of a floor. But yesterday I actually got the question. You're like, well, I'm worried I feel it might reverse, and that's fine. We can think that, but we have to have supporting evidence, right? So already here this morning, we have a floor that we're fighting with, and that's 610.90. So for today, for a day trade back up, right? And it would be your pre-market highs right around 614 or 615. And if we do see continuation, it would be there. However, if sellers are truly in control and the market is going to sell off, then we should be looking at a rejection going into the bell, right? Where we look to our left, and it was this small range that we bounced off the floor of. So we would have continuation down, and we could have a move to 602. What is my plan here today for the contracts that I swung? Get the profit off the table, get some profit off the table, and see what else we can muster. I love these days. These are my favorite. This is why I do this. I want to make a bag, wake up, and then observe. If anything pops out the screen to me, then obviously we'll make an adjustment there. But pretty happy about the gap down. All right. Yeah, be sure to tap your screen if you can, if you're on TikTok. Yeah, it's probably adjusted. All right, so the Q's major gap down. SPY also followed along with that gap down 24-hour time frame. Ooh, folks, this is the kind of move that can get a bear market started. We are officially this morning underneath that 687 mark that we have been holding for so long. The consolidation, right, that we left behind is separated from that. See, that's the language. Sellers in control. What are you talking about? Is that confusing or anyway? But yeah. So we have a major gap down, right? We're sitting on a wick. We're not really sitting on any sort of structure other than maybe this floor over here. And of course, this could set us up for a little bit of a cage match, right? Where we have floors below us, ceilings above, or floors below and ceilings above, and this can keep price action smashed. To the downside, and again, we're in read and react scenarios here this morning. To the downside, I see a 677.50 and 674.55 level that are going to be very important moving forward as well. But aside from that, these aren't the days that I necessarily look for an immediate day trade. I like for structure to be built, right? After any big move, sideways action typically occurs if there's no continuation. And so, yeah, taking profit and sitting and watching as it has already bounced significantly is going to be the main thing here. Now, lower time frame, you might be able to spot Yeah, there's really nothing other than that wick. So you're kind of on your own as far as SPY is concerned, waiting for either a 688-66 break, or you're looking for a structure to be built in here, so that way you can take that trade. So, all right, last one, and I did mention this, so again, nobody could say I didn't signal or whatever you want to call it. But I did mention, but for all three ETFs, but I did mention a potential all-time highs. It was speculative, and that was really all you could go off of, right? All you could go off of is the fact that you were at highs and you got two rejections off the top. So if you didn't, it's not a personal, like, you don't need to take it personal. But we are sitting at cost basis. This one is waking off of a previous high. That is where we would go and go for that gap fill. However, this is another candidate for what I believe could be some choppy price action here at the bell as we deal with the previous box that we punched through. So getting over 262.71 is the goal here. So thank you guys for tapping your screens. All right. Oh, shit. I realized I could do that. Oh, cool. That's a lot. All right. Let's see here. All right. So all three ETFs here this morning, gap down major. This can leave some empty space behind, which could foster some potential day trades. A lot of you folks have been, who are newer or starting to, well, not starting, but as many people who, and before you have done, we are Um, we are in a situation where, again, you have to ask yourself, do you see something clear? And it may be on individual equities that you see this. But remember, just because you saw overnight gap down, remember, mark out what's above and what's below before you decide whether you want to take that trade. All right. So going into this week, as we reviewed already, short week. We got a decent amount of data coming in tomorrow. Well, Trump speaking at 8:30 in the morning. I'm surprised he gets up that early. WEF annual meetings are going to be on Wednesday morning as well. Final GDP core PCE price on Thursday, and then flash manufacturing happening on Friday. All right. So little red folders there. It's always weird when I would look at my window and make eye contact with somebody walking past my house. It's a little weird. Which tools I use? I use the date range, the brush. I don't really use the GAN box anymore. The circle, a path, rectangles, long positions, short positions, and parallel channels are really the only tools that I use. I don't know if you can see that little toolbar right there. But those are the tools that I use. Where do I look for news? I actually don't. I don't look for news, man. I just look for setups. I will start looking into some more different news, but yeah, I've over the last couple of years have been a big uh, proponent of trading the setups first and not waiting for news to tell you, because half the time we'll get into a position and then news will come out. So set up first. All right, a couple stocks to go over here this morning. If you have shorted Lulu, because it's pulled back, it gave that signal. It has empty space underneath it. I'm watching for a touchdown, possibly around 190.70 today. It's already made it almost all the way there, hitting 194 here this morning. But obviously, this is one of the candidates we have for a later on major trade to the upside. So this pullback is welcomed. We want it to fall fast. All right. We have plenty of time for requests, so if you guys want to start dropping those now. After a dump like this, do we think premiums are going to be really high? Yes. Yeah. I'm counting on it. I hope so. I know that's probably not what people who are looking to take a position want to hear, but yes, I would assume that the contract prices will be a slightly inflated at the bell. Elf gap down, but has already moved back up. Didn't lose its floor at 85.60. Has a gap to fill now. Hopefully, if it can fill that gap with strength, we can start looking past 90.80. So that one's still a W. Still looking really good on that one. 1 second. All right, let's go over, and I went over a lot of these last night, but obviously with gaps. CarMax is pulled, not really pulled back, but it did gap. So this is a candidate for range for sure. Watch for retest of 47 today. If we're unable to go and fill that gap and keep pushing immediately. Celsius, which, you know, this one's pretty much done, but it did pull back this morning and it did pull itself back up. So keep an eye on that one for strength. Over its top at 54.50, you could look for a wick fill. And again, we have a 56.87 target directly up above us. CRWV, which, you know, I'm out of, but this one did gap down, which could give you guys an opportunity to take it back once it does go for that punch back. So keep an eye on that one. Still got a lot of empty space to the upside as well. So silver has a major gap up. So if you're long on silver, awesome. Most of most of these did take a major gap up box right here, so you are basically still bullish unless you lose your pre-market lows, which then you'd have a 83.75 level to retest. You look adorable, my baby. You're gonna have a great day at school. So proud of you for that honor roll. That was a good job. Mwah. Mwah. What you got mommy's purse for? Right. Love you, baby. Have a great day. Yeah. Ellie got the honor roll. Proud of her. I can't remember the last time I got the fucking honor roll. Well, I don't think I did.
What y'all do for her?
No, we just saw it this morning. She hit, yeah. She got top of her class honor roll.
That's
Well,
nice.
yeah. So
Me and my brother was just talking about when we got straight A's when we were kids.
yeah, that was never me.
You want to know what we got?
What'd you get?
A nice fat ass whooping.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah, our step grandma beat the shit out of us for making straight A's.
That's not normal. That's insane.
It's not, bro. We just stopped trying after that.
Yeah, I would have done the same. Sound like a great dad. I appreciate that, guys. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it. We can always do better.
I think traumatized kids make great parents.
You know, yes and no. A lot of the times they inadvertently pass down that, like, I never got this, so I'm gonna make sure that you get it. And it's like by proxy, you accidentally like do the opposite to what happened to you. You overdo it. You know what I mean? So it's like you still have to find. I've struggled with that because I'm like, well, I didn't have this. I didn't have that. Like my kids don't know that. They don't know anything about how I grew up. You know, so I think if you have that reflection. I miss Ellie calling the market. Yeah, yeah. AO and Ellie actually have a pretty solid track record. All right. All right, if you have anything you want me to take a look at, go ahead and drop your request now. I'm going to be busy with the ETFs here today, so. Yep. Let me go pull these up. There they are, silver. Finding balance, that is correct. I took Apple puts 242.50s. Okay, so it did tap one of the levels that I talked about last night. You got 242.50s? What's it for this week? I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty far away, bro. And with the gap here, you're gonna have to make a decision because unless you have enough time for that, there's 250.50 underneath you and 248. So I mean, hopefully you can get a little bit of maybe some volume rolling into those contracts as well, but love down very close to being a real play to the downside for sure. On the 24-hour, you have a box right here that I mean, this is now, a multitude of different attempts have occurred. Move a little bit further down, it looks like the most recent price action, this box right here, that's what you're bouncing off of. So we're going to go ahead and say 41.40 is where that punch down occurs, but it does have a gap up. So if it pops up and retests that, don't be surprised. Let's look at SoFi down. This disc, man. Damn. Boy. Okay, so SoFi did SoFi do exactly what we thought it was going to do? Yes, it did. Fuck. So yeah, we did gap down to the floor at 25.15. So Bruce, it's too early, man. Swipe the Visa.
Like the Visa, but watch what you spend.
Yeah, I love that. I love that bar. Nah, he says, because my mama need to pay rent, my neck need to look like a freezer. I love that shit. All right. Fast went the wrong way. It has earnings, though. Oh, it did have earnings. That's right. Is that today? Yeah, that did not work.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch. Well, there goes fucking $500. That's all right. I think I made like 8 grand. Maybe. We'll see how we open up, but the short should be nasty. So you haven't lost enough to, I mean, you definitely, if this candle closes this way, so if you could fill the empty space you created from earnings, then this candle could flip, but yeah, that one's probably going to be a done deal here. Iran. That's it. Man, if
Oh my God.
come on, dude. I mean, if it's not the targets, dude, the targets are ridiculous. Like I could just fucking sell targets. Straight up, I could just sell targets, bro. That I think some dorks out there do that shit. I couldn't live with myself, but but yeah, dude, look at that. tap and then you gap down immediately. So the only thing that I can really call for on this one is range. I would assume range very strongly. Range. If you blow past the highs or the lows, maybe that changes, but yeah, range would be the first instinct on that one, my boy. Yeah, let's not front. I'm here to fuck up your whole career. Tesla. That's the IRS's.
Q's are going down further.
Oh, wee. Tesla
Hey,
looks
where
like
did you say a major bounce level was?
my major bounce for the Qs. I'm kind of
Yes,
already
sir.
hit it, but oh god. Yeah, so I mean it's 607 here. Otherwise, man, I don't see anything. I see 605, but I'm looking at a 602 if we keep falling. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all. All right, what else do we grab?
I know you already talked about it, but I got IWM for tomorrow, 261s.
Let's see. You said IWM? And what was the strike? 262?
Shigo, 261.
Ooh, very good.
Well,
You're in
I got one for today for 262 and one for tomorrow, 261.
Ugh. Ooh, delicious. So I mean, right now that me looking at this, I can't help but see this catches my eye, but in the most recent that's in the most recent price action, but this has to be considered to be a major level and it's protected by this small box. So my assumption would be 259, 258 solid would be a level if we can clear our pre-market lows, because this is a significant bounce level, but the retest already this morning, yeah, it'd be nice to see that honestly before the bell get down here and then give you a move down into that 259 area. So I mean, at the same time, if you for today's contracts, you won. You know what I mean? You won.
Yes, indeed. I woke up at 5:30 and I had a feeling. Let me look at IWM, and I started crying. Went back to sleep.
He cried himself to sleep, in with tears of joy. Man, that's got to be a hell of a feeling. Go back to sleep too. It's a mad funny. I was just excited. It's just nice knowing that you have a paycheck in the morning. You know what I mean? Uh, but last night as I gapped down, I was like, dude, that's an open underneath the floor. Like we're not getting back up there. And I set my alerts, and I woke up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and none of those alerts had gone off. So I was like, all right, we're cooking. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, fuck yes, perfect. Yeah.
Hey, I was hedging the IWM. I've had them for about 2 weeks now,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 252, and I know that's a long ways down, but it's for Friday, this coming Friday.
This for Friday. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a major distance away. And the most I when I look at the 24-hour chart, it's 258, 257.80. That seems like the clearest target underneath us. So
It was the cost of them. I was just hedging. Is really what I
yeah,
was doing.
yeah. Worst case scenario. Let's move this over here. First on my list, I can't resist. Yeah. Okay. Waking up to a bag that folks work a month for, legitimately. And now, for most people, You know, if you did get a big bag out of this, or if you get a big bag, period, take profit, withdraw. Y'all need to remember that. It's one of the most important things that I ever learned in the stock market. It's like, oh, you made $200 today? You could withdraw that if you want. Oh, your account went from 200 to fucking 3 grand? Let's go ahead and take some of that away. All right. Any other request here this morning? I'm sure there is, but we're waiting for all the
Yeah. Could you look at CRM
yeah. Ooh.
down?
Oh, you shorted it?
I did not. I was looking at it for continuation, maybe to 209.
So I'll offer one brief warning. Okay, you can take it or leave it. I am a big proponent of letting things, like, if you've done this, wait for this, right? If you've done this, you got to wait for this. Like, you have to. And I see that is true, right? Pretty much. I mean, it's clear here on this chart. The big rip up, pullback. I mean, this is common price action. So while, you know, I see the reasons why you might be looking for continuation because you finally got a potential break, right? When we look at what's above and what's below, we've got this floor that we're hanging on to, and then we would have that candle at 215. So the only play that I could say down is below the wick at 221.98, and that could give you that next leg down. But I would warn that you did dump incredibly hard to get here. So not only are you going to be trading inflated contracts, you're also trading at something that's going to be fighting with the floor. So just keep that in mind as you, if you do end up taking that down. So Qs. Yeah, those are going to be I mean, in my mind, I see more, right? And if you have the expiration for that, I could definitely, I mean, we could see levels like 602. You know, if 602 gets hit, we got to start really looking at a major pullback. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a space now where what I'd like to do this morning is to take the money off the table. I'm going to be making a decent amount off of this. I have $600 puts as well for a little bit longer of an expiration. And those are the ones that I would likely hang on to, because that's, again, still giving me space to take it to at minimum the imbalance. So
That's the problem before people lose their lives. That's a president.
somebody's on the thing. All right. OKE. Yeah. That's an interesting little fucker right there. So I mean, it is clear, right? It's not a mystery as far as where is this needing or wanting to go. It is going to be $77. I don't see anything right now that's telling me that that's going to happen. This candle doesn't really say anything, much of anything. So, yeah, that one's, I'm a little indifferent on that one. By the way, if you are on TikTok or YouTube, 9:25 streams close, and that is from now on. So I'll be earlier, but live trading, I've got to focus more on the people in the Discord. So the live streams will be shut off at 9:25 a.m. Eastern time. All right, let's see here. SMCI with a bounce back up. So last night, I actually, whatever, who cares I called it? I wasn't in it. So, but I did call for a pullback, right? But the fact that the market was gapping down, LB, you're not muted. I just heard your mic unmute. Oh, so Ivy must have server muted you. I heard the TV in the background. But it is,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good, brother. I just unmuted you. But 3190, right? We just do that, guys, just in case, so that way we've heard some really odd things uh in the background, and so we just do that to save us and you embarrassment. Could be anything, you know. Could be relieving yourself.
No, I was going to talk about the queues that I see them actually coming down to like 605.
I see that same target, man. I'm also
605.49, something like that. You see that?
Yeah, I see that floor. Yeah, it was a
That's
previous
all I need
resistance.
is you to see that.
Yeah. Yes, 605.29, 605.29 for sure would be one of the next floors down. So
Okay, good. Thank you.
yeah, you got it, brother. So for SMCI, while this might be difficult, right, we're gonna have to look at the most recent price action. Where did it break from? It broke from here. It's already underneath here, so we know where we would likely go and retest. So how can we make that retest more meaningful? We can move down and bounce here. And that, honestly, keep it on the radar because that could be a good play. So SoFi, please, and think which direction? So it did what I said it was going to do. It gapped down to the floor. And so I mean, unfortunately, this is what I was looking at. So you got to watch it over 25.58 for retest and gap fill. That could be done with short expiration contracts. GM. So we talked about this one last night, being a potential downside play. It might end up happening before. I would have liked it to, or would like it actually, to possibly bounce off of 79.50 and go back up to retest that gap and then fail. And then at that point, you could look at a potential short to 77.20 right here. Nice little box. So
Trump talking tomorrow. We get puts for that.
I'd like to see it. Yeah. Netflix earnings are today. They are, man. I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't really, while as maybe in regular conditions, it would be a no-brainer. I don't know if I can put the money down on this one. I mean, it looks like it could give you a solid rip to 104, but I mean, it's still got floors underneath it. So I mean, I'd have to look at the contract prices as well. So I'm not really a big fan of that one. Yeah, I was reaches. Right. What expiration on the queues? I've got some for the end of the week and some for today. I had a bunch of calls and only puts I got, which was MU, which didn't go down. Damn, son. Yeah, MU did not go down at all. I mean, it still might actually go down. It just gapped up and hit resistance and fell or stopped. But yeah, that's over the weekend hedges, man, with those candle closes. That's why we talked about that on the queues. So, but honestly, with the gap fills up above you, just don't waste time, being upset about it. Just start making a plan. So. All right. USAR. I think it looks good this morning. Yeah, it looks good. It's up here for the fourth time. I don't see anything wrong with this one at all. Hold on a second. I gotta stand up. All right. Okay. What else do we got, guys? Anything else?
Yeah, silver. Can you check that for me, please?
Yeah, what are you, long or short on that one?
It's kind of, I'm long.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm at,
Doesn't
I
matter.
actually got hundreds for the end of the week.
Okay. Yeah,
I
so
got it's a long way out.
as far as I can tell, man, and unfortunately, I mean, with it being at all-time highs, you know that I can't really help you with the upside target. But the downside is pretty clearly marked out right now at 85.45. And it seems like on the 30-minute, you're doing a pretty decent job of holding that. So below your wick, right, you would also have, so these are just areas that if you're long, you're looking for pullbacks, bounces, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah, I'm like even on the play already. I took some money off the board like 10 days ago or something.
okay, nice. Yeah, good shit. Yeah, we got that one. SRB. Is that what you're in? The fuck is that? Let's see here. Yeah, if you do want to join us, don't waste time being upset about it. That's solid everyday advice. Yeah. I actually got a really cool comment the other day, or yesterday, I think it was. Somebody said, you know, they were like not quite profitable yet, but you know, the things that I've learned in the streams have helped me in my actual life. I was like, well, that's fucking pretty cool. Hymns puts. It's running right into structure, right? We don't short structure. So this could be an area where I would have liked to see a more significant gap down. So no empty space on that one, so no trade. Yes, yeah. Ivy, I didn't mean to capitalize on that. I'm not yelling at you. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, if you did head fast, I mean, you can't go into earnings without both sides. So, I mean, if you, I didn't even fucking do it. So, hopefully you did. All right. Eric. Definitely looks like it's nearing a pullback. Yeah, you're heading for that. You're already below the low, so I mean, honestly, with that empty space underneath you, I would be measuring from floor to ceiling and aiming for 908 first. Sorry. Yeah, that's Eric. Spot calls. Um, man, what a fall from grace, huh? You know what I find really interesting is it's there are certain stocks that have just thrown themselves into bear markets. Like regardless of anything else, they and you know what kind of is interesting about that is after COVID, right? After about a year and a half, people started calling for another crash. And it was really interesting because the S&P and IWM and all the ETFs held themselves together, and so did some of their strongest holders. But it was like all of those stocks that had pumped during COVID came right back down to zero or right back down to mean or lower. And it was as if they hid the crash. Like a lot of stocks were crashing. But I find that interesting looking at this now because, you know, Spotify on the weekly I mean, this is, not only are you dumping, but you're coming off of a retest, which is just a dump, but for sure. So I mean, right now, looking at the 24-hour time frame, it seems the most obvious level here, besides the one that you're sitting at now, would be the cost basis within that box. So either here or at that 472.50. So I think Netflix does. I personally am not a fan of Netflix. I can't do it. You know what one of the best things about being an adult is? I can drink out of the orange juice bottle and nobody can stop me. No cup. No rules. It's a moment of
Eating
true
dessert
freedom.
first.
Peyton does that. I'll buy her dinner, but then I'll have like somewhere else, I'll order dessert, and the dessert will get there and she'll eat it. And I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? She does that a lot.
Hey Potter, can I walk through a thought process with you?
Sure.
With
Love to.
IWM?
Yeah.
Because I have 2 contracts for today for 262,
Mm-hmm.
and then one for tomorrow for 261.
Uh-huh.
And the thing that I struggle with is staying in a trade and work out. So if
Uh-huh.
it were to come back up, I would stay in, I think up to 262 and just let it work out. If it doesn't immediately pull down under that 260.20 area,
Mm-hmm.
would that make sense just to stay in all 3 of those contracts if it doesn't break over 262.09?
So let me ask you a question first. When you took this trade, what was your plan? Where were you
My
wanting it
plan
to go?
was
Like I'm taking it from point A
261.
to point B, 261. So your
Yeah,
plan was to take it to 261. Right now it's at 260.71. So
right,
I
right.
think, yeah, I think that you should always stick to the plan that you have created for that trade, so that way your brain can trust you. Now I'm always okay with having a plan and then leaving runners. So, if you decide to do that, especially with the one that has a longer expiration, yes, it could be, let's see here. We go to the 5 minute actually. Let's go to the 3 minute. Ooh, that doesn't help me at all either. And we're still above there. And you said 262? I mean, yes. So I mean, if you're saying 262 for, yeah, if it broke up above that, then I would be looking at a potential wick fill or something of that nature. So I mean, like that could be one area that I'm looking at here on the 5 though, is that, right? You pull back, but then you establish a floor. So I think 261.68, if blown past, could be an area. Yeah, actually, fuck it. Look at that. I found it. Stinky little bastard. So you could actually say that if you move through the 50% mark of that range, it's over. What do you think about that?
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, because
So,
I was thinking about today's contracts and
mhm.
it's right at that where I was hoping for, but then
Well,
tomorrow, with the possibility of running. So okay,
I totally
perfect.
get
Thank you.
that. But I try to remind everybody to stick to the trade that they planned on taking, and then whatever is extra we can format what has to happen then. So for your case, right, your contracts are going to be up immediately, like at the bell. You're going to be up. Any move against you or any move that takes you out of the money will destroy your contracts, because they again expire today. So one of the things that I'm inadvertently doing by reminding you of the play that you decided to take is that if it doesn't move, or if it does move in the opposite direction of whichever way you took it, the shorter the expiration, the more responsive it's going to be, therefore the more volatile and slippery. So you might even see, like, if it hits a floor and it bounces really quickly, you might have trouble even selling that contract. So with those ones, if you accomplish your goal, that with shorter expiration contracts, point A, point B, and then runners if you can afford them. But the shorter the expiration, the more stringent you have to be about whatever it is that's in front of you. So yeah. Um. Oh yeah. I mean, hopefully by the time the bell rings, we're closer to 260, which I think because I'm looking at it now on the 5 minute, and it's like, okay, well that makes sense. He bounced off of that structure there, so that is next downside move is 258.89. So
Excellent. Thank you.
yeah, you got it, man. And you doing this, man, consistently, I took my target from point A to point B is going to have you stuck in a lot less situations where you had what you wanted, but you let it go through your fingers type shit. So, that can be some of the most mentally devastating things to do to a trader is take their money away after they already made it. So, Rivian actually giving us a gift here this morning, and I know some of you guys are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Gap down is good for me, right? Especially in the long term range of things. Still eyeballing this level here, which is going to be 1587. But further beyond that, and really most importantly, is going to be 1544, which I have a price target there as well. At worst, it is possible that it goes and fills up all the way down here. Obviously, I'll have to deal with that when I get there. So I have hedges on Rivian that one of those hedges actually hit 1900% last week. So they expire for the next week. All right. Anything else? Anybody else have anything that they're looking at here this morning? CNC downers. Yeah, maybe after that little gap fill, but I could definitely see the 50% mark or that median channel price. You can see how well respected it is. So you got to pay attention to that. That would also, I think, also simultaneously be your imbalance. So right around 43.50 would probably be an area that I'd be looking at. But yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that setup at all. It's a little pullback trade. So that one has you a little different. So yeah, just keep an eye out for. Now I'm seeing it. Okay, so just on the hourly, there it is. So I suspect price will react to 44.87, possibly 44.50. So the SoFi looks good as well. The channel chart looks good. There's not much structure there on the front. No, you're good, man. I'm a big kid. I can take it. If there's something wrong with your chart, I'll let you know. Trust me. The more I sugarcoat stuff, the higher the chances of diabetes. Yeah, SoFi did it though. Listen, I hate when I'm right, but being right also helps me get out of trades. Right now, SoFi has gapped down to that 24-hour floor that we talked about, and so I expect a response. It's got a gap up above it. I expect a gap fill. So while I love to hope, and sometimes that happens, we have to be real about what's underneath us. 2440 is a target down. We're holding the floor. So you could play weekly contracts or shorter expiration contracts above this morning's pre-market high orb and look for a gap fill. But We need to retest something. Kava is doing exactly what it needs to do, baby. I personally think it should pull back. You know, if I'm being honest, I'd like to see it lose the floor at 68.50 and pull back and tap 67 or 66, excuse me. All right, we got a little bit under 30 minutes. Was Tesla already done? Yeah, but I mean, it gapped down to a median price. It's got a potential gap fill above orb. Actually, it does have a perfect orb trade above 430.50 up to that 437.22. So what does it say? Hey, quick question about the Discord. What membership do I have to get to full access to the Discord and these lives every morning? Can you get it all just with the monthly? If you've taken the workshop, yes. But if you don't get if you just want to listen, be in the Discord while I'm not on streams, then the monthly is fine. But in order to protect the sanctity of what I've built, anybody who joins monthly cannot unmute their mic. Okay, it's $80. You get to listen to everything. You can talk in certain channels. But I want people who have taken the workshop, taken the time to do that. So think of a monthly more as like a trial. If you really want to see what's going on, or maybe you're somebody who can't be around all the time, that's what that's for. So yeah, yearly has all that. So all right, anything else, guys? Am I the only one hearing an echo? You're probably listening to the other stream, Ivy stream, without it being muted. So it happens. All right. I'm hearing you at really low volume. Is that better? Is that better? Should be better. Sweetie. Yeah, I got to get rid of those contracts at the bell, so. All right, TikTok and YouTube, if you guys have anything you want me to look at. Looking forward to it, Jack. Yeah, and if you just want to check out what the Discord's all about, and let's say you join the monthly, if you end up joining yearly or whatever, I'll give you your $80 back. So if you end up liking it, you want to stay, and you join yearly, we'll throw that back at you. All right. Oof. Damn it, my knee popped. Shit hurt. Urchin? What the hell? Was this downtrend expected on Friday? Mamma mia, it was. On the Qs mostly. I mean, I felt like for the whole week actually. After that big wick up to 6:30, I couldn't shake the feeling, man. I felt so short. Felt so short, I almost had to change the height of my counters in my house, dude. That's short. All right, let's see here. It looks like it's in the middle of squeezing, but it did come back. Or watch 2232. Margaret. Is there anything that looks good this week? Yeah, there's a couple of things that look good. GM was one of the ones I liked. AAL had a earnings thing. Fast is not on the list anymore. Some of the earnings, like Abbott Therapeutics, honestly, I really want to short that. I really want to short it. And honestly, I probably have had better ideas in my life. But something's telling me I need to short this. Something's telling me that the most American thing that I can do right now, the most patriotic action, is to short Abbott Laboratories. So I'm going to find a position on that one today. Try and keep it low risk, muy high reward. Circuit breaker day? Zebo, listen, if we get a circuit breaker, dude, I will personally fly out with 4 different members and we'll give you what you want. I can't say it on live what he wants. It's not weird, trust me.
Somebody clip that.
Yo. So he can remember. So he can think
I need
about
proof.
it later. I need proof.
It's 4 members. Wouldn't it be called quad witching?
That's what we're going to call it, actually. It's a quad witching ritual. I don't know, guys. I just be saying stuff. I don't mean it. Oh, shit. Did I get banned? Oh. TikTok's gone. I didn't get banned. My live was discontinued. These haters be... no, I just forgot to hit the button. Tell a friend. All right, what else? Sorry about that, TikTok. I literally heard a creator making threats on live and he did not get banned. He also had like 3 channels. I know I complain about it, but I'm not. Nothing's gonna stop me, guys. I'm just gonna keep. I don't know. When you combined, fucking autism with, I don't know. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not. I mean, it just. I don't know. It's fun. I think I like it. Cause I'd be doing a lot. Abbott could be an ER play. That's what I'm hoping for, big dog. But I kind of like for it to happen. The old circuit breaker. I knew a... Oh my god. You guys are ruining my YouTube chat too. Did you guys grab any puts on fast? Anybody grab downside for both sides? I didn't even do that, which is not a mistake I usually make, but I didn't do it, so... Any last questions here on TikTok? I like the 2, but there's a 5-second delay for those that joined from there. Yeah, I know. It's, it's the best I could do. I might be able to turn the latency down again, but... I think with fast, if you have longer expiration contracts, you could be down a lower time frame, and yes, looking for a reversal, right? Because of where we're sitting right now, which I think is okay, right? Outside of that 41 area, or basically 41.30, if it starts moving up after earnings, you cannot. Oh, I mean, like you guys have probably seen it too, but like you'll get a big move down and it won't lose anything, and it will immediately reverse back up. So, had I grabbed a put, I would say, yeah, why not? Let's figure it out. It was a gamble to begin with, but now it's just, let's see if we can get back up. What is it? Nextera? Yeah. Yeah, that one actually is on the watch list for a potential punchback. It didn't really gap down, but it also didn't really give you that punchback. So I'd say on the, it actually might even be this one right here. But I would be looking for a break, yeah, over 84.70. So I mean, you're in a good place to get that done. You're above 82.28, so. All right, YouTube. We're going to be shutting it down here in just a second. If you guys have any questions or any requests, do that now before we hop off. Sammy, so typically like, oh, so you have SoFi for the floor? I mean, as long as the price settles, that's the only difficult thing for some stocks is as long as the price settles. If you see those premiums jack up, this is where you're going to want to be down here, Sammy. So I would be down here, right? And while it might seem labor intensive, it's going to help, right? Keep this little box. That's what you're sitting on. Big box. That's what you need to break over to get into your pre-market highs. So yeah, we just use a lower time frame to figure this out. So as it moves down, that's when you want to try to sell. But I actually have SoFi too, so I'll be watching those as well. Yes, no, live streams start at 2:30. Live streams start at 2:30 from now on. No longer 3 o'clock.
Did you say you're most likely getting out?
Of the shorter expiration SoFis? Yes. Not the longer ones. Yep, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. You guys are getting an extra 30 minutes of me. I don't like how we're still doing requests by the end of the day, so I want to make sure that I'm helping people when they can actually do something about it. So. Yep, 2:30 p.m. I have all the lives actually already lined up. So you can actually go right here. Well, you can't. I can. Yeah, Tuesday. That's what we're doing right now. Dude, this is not a lot of people yet, Mysterious. Usually 160 is when we start to... All right. What the fuck just happened? No way AO is using my YouTube at school. Oh my god, I thought my shit just said it was playback, was being used somewhere else. What to say? He's not supposed to. Dude, he'll come home. He tells on himself all the time. He'll come home and be like, Dad, I found this way to like get to this website. I'm like, why are you telling me this shit? Bruh. And he'll just be like, we found a new proxy at school, Dad. I got this cool background. Like, I showed my friend. Like, he loves showing his friends my YouTube channel. For, I don't know if it's like a damn, is he using me to flex at school? Damn.
Hey, he's living through you. That's a
He
good
is.
deal, man.
Yo.
He's proud of you, man.
You know, it'd be funny. I should throw my picture in AI, give myself like pigtails, like a pretty little dress, and put it as my YouTube profile picture. You're gonna flex on his friends. That's all right. All right. Yeah, man, it is cool actually. It's cool. CVX, that one looks like a range-bound day, possibly, unless you can get outside of 167.33. All right, YouTube, If you guys would like to join the Discord, you're more than welcome. Website is there. There's a discount on yearly, and otherwise,